Hello once again. We're here for exactly what you expect. We got some supports to do. I didn't wait as long this time, probably for the best. As such, most of what we have is for Byleth. Honestly, it might all be for Byleth. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start with Flane.
Excuse me, Professor. May I have a moment of your time?
Sure, go ahead. Also, get your popcorn ready, because I'm sure this will take a while.
Ah, wonderful. I was hoping you might enlighten me. About yourself, that is. You see, I happen to be quite curious about you.
That's not what's supposed to happen. Sorry about that. My recording software decided to bug out for a second.
Well,
why are you interested in me?
There is something different about you. You possess an air of mystery. I could not help but notice when first we met. I am intrigued, to say the least. I find it rather difficult to put into words. Were I to wax poetic, I would say you remind me of the sea. Have you ever been, Professor?
I have. I don't know about Byleth,
the sea is
myself.
vast, boundless. On the surface, all seems still. Yet beneath that stillness, it is unfathomably deep. Within, it teems with life. Yet without, one is lucky to glimpse a fleeting shadow. And yet, all one must do is cast a line to grasp hold of all that life. You cannot see it at a glance, but it is there all the same.
Did you just make a fishing metaphor?
About fish, of course. Oh, bother. I got sidetracked, didn't I? Right. About the sea. During a storm, the once calm waters become mighty enough to overturn even the vastest ships. Not unlike you. You are calm. You carry yourself with poise. Yet you wield great power. My brother was uncertain of you at first. He once referred to you as a youth of dubious origin. Oh, but please do not think ill of him. He is incredibly dedicated to his work. So surely you'll understand why he would have doubts about one of whom he knows so little. Nobody even seems to know your age. Incidentally, how old are you?
You know, it's rude to ask.
Wait, you do not know your own age? You truly are mysterious. Looking at you, it is quite difficult for me to determine. I wonder...
Everyone else says I look about
Could you
their
be younger
age.
than your own students?
No, I don't think so.
Who? Me? Well, I am roughly the same age as the other youths here.
Roughly?
Be that as it may, it is simply not the case. Oh, by the way, you should know I had actually been considering enrolling in the academy for a while. I have endured hard times, but I am so grateful that those very experiences led to my acceptance at the academy. Oh, my apologies. I am sure you have much work to do. I will not keep you any longer. We must speak again sometime, if that would be all right.
Are you
Have
gonna
a
make
lovely
another
day.
fish metaphor if we speak again? Because if so, you'll probably make yourself hungry. Hanneman.
Ah, Professor. Always a pleasure to see you. I wonder, might you have a moment to chat?
About my crest?
Come now. You have no need to be on guard. I'd never cause you harm. You're far too valuable a specimen, well, that is to say, too valuable a member of the Academy staff. Indeed,
that's what you
the
say.
further my crest research progresses, the closer you come to learning the truth of your heritage. Is it not so? When I
Normally,
learned
I'd
you
say
bore
yes.
the lost crest, the very crest of flames itself, I set about learning everything I could about your past. What was the origin of your bloodline? How have the events of your life been shaped by your lineage? I became somewhat obsessed, I must admit.
See, the thing is, I don't know.
Nothing so crass as an investigation. No, I researched. I spoke to mercenaries whom you've worked with in the past to learn about your life before the Academy. Of course, I also contacted Gerald and his mercenary friends. Your father does keep rather interesting company. I'm excited to share with you what I learned, but I do ask that you correct me if I am mistaken on any account. The story begins with Gerald serving as captain of the Knights of Seros. There was a woman at the monastery with whom Gerald was quite close. At first, it seemed obvious this mystery woman was your mother. Alas, that cannot be the case. The timing is all wrong. As it was told to me, the woman in question passed away shortly before Gerald left the monastery. Yet your birth occurred sometime later, while Gerald was taking work as a mercenary. This, of course, presumes your age is accurately reported. If you were born sooner, well, the story would be quite different, would it not?
I mean, it is true about Gerald.
Oh, I am aware. You two were certainly enigmatic as far as mercenaries go. For example, Gerald never once spoke of his time serving as captain of the Knights. That's quite a secret to keep for all those years. In the end, your old acquaintances had little definitive to say about either of you. However, they all agreed on one thing. Your father and yourself were a strong pair, warriors to be respected and feared. You in particular. In fact, many came to know you as the Ashen Demon. They say you would destroy your enemies without a hint of emotion on your face. The mercenaries I spoke to revered you as a living legend of sorts.
I'm flattered, I guess?
So, that is what I learned. And I admit, it is barely more than I knew before. The next step in my research is to ask your blood for answers, and hope that it is more forthcoming than your past acquaintances.
I don't know if you're gonna get much out of Gerald, I'll admit that. Manuela.
Oh, settle down and stop with the knocking. I'll be there in 2 shakes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, dear. Professor? Is that you? Just a moment. Oh, what should I do? I can't open the door in this state. Manuela, you simply must quit oversleeping. Hold on. Where are my clothes? I can't even find my... Where in blazes is my underwear?
That's
Oh, What is my dressing robe belt caught on? I can't tie this properly. It's not even covering... Oh, Manuela. This will have to do.
Well... Yeah, are you alright?
I'm fine. Just hold on a moment. Hello. Sorry to have kept you waiting. So, what do you want? Excuse me? You had a reason for coming here, I assume. I've put a lot of time and effort into making it possible to talk with you, you know. No, you've done nothing wrong. Let's just say I'm not having a good day. Actually, I didn't have a good night. Never mind. What did you want, anyway? You heard from him? The fellow from last night? Huh. What did he have to say? Yeah, Figures. Kind of saw it coming, actually. That's why I came back to my room and went to bed. To get over it.
Doesn't sound
Thank
like a very
you
good way
for
of coping.
checking in on me. Was that all you wanted? Well then, good night.
Sleep well, I guess? I mean, it's kind of implied that it's no longer night anymore. Yuri, hello.
Hey, friend. Thanks for joining me when I had to deal with that mess a while ago. You were a real help. I wouldn't say you fully earned my trust, but you've earned something for sure. I owe you. I can't not worry about it. I don't like owing people. Guess I'll just have to surprise you someday.
I guess that you'll just have to do that.
I was just rummaging through what we recovered from the Scorpions, and I stumbled across something pretty special to me. It was under lock and key, so those thugs probably thought it was something of high value. The Elder gave it to me when I was small. Losing it really got me where it hurts. I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you about it. Can't quite remember how old I was, but my mother had taken in an elderly man wandering the town. He was worse for wear, could barely even walk. She nursed him back to health under our humble roof. In return for her kindly gesture, he taught me to read and write. This notebook is a relic of those times. Not too long after that, I came down with a terrible illness. We had no money to speak of, so a doctor's visit was out of the question. My mother went everywhere asking for help, to no avail. And then the Elder stepped in and saved me. I don't know how he did it, or what it was he did. Could have been. I never knew much about him, honestly. He could have been a mage, a scholar. I haven't the foggiest. And I'll never know. Shortly after curing me of my illness, he passed on. Natural causes. My illness, it turns out, was part of a larger plague that swept through our village.
Oh,
So
that's
many
why you
died.
mentioned plague.
And there I was, having escaped death by some strange luck. I felt grateful and helpless. So little Yuri figured it would be his mission to help anyone he could as he grew up. However I could. Not necessarily by making gold rain from the sky, but in smaller ways. The streets are filled with kids who have no homes, no food, so many dying of disease, or some cheap medicine would have saved them. I figure, if I can save even one unlucky soul, well, then I'm doing my part, you know? It's a small dream, but it's one I hold in my heart. To help those who need it. It's what my gang's about. When I recruit my people, it's to that end. To give them a home. The turf wars, the gang, all of it. To honor that dream.
It's a noble dream.
Yeah? Well, thanks. Despite what you now know about me, I'm still the Lord of the Underground. Don't go forgetting that. I do what I have to, whether people view it as fair or foul. The way I see things, the goddess gave me two gifts, my life and my charm. That's been gift enough to get in with slimy nobles, so I can pull their strings as I see fit. Of course. It wasn't always easy, but in the end, it's all the same little game. Once I used a clever name, and my charms, to become the attendant to the head slug of a noble house. Yet another time, I took a name befitting the kingdom that landed me in the academy as a noble's adopted son. That's how I've gotten this far and earned my fortune. In doing so, I've spread my wings of protection further, to help those who need it most. As though I'd tell you, friend. But perhaps you can share what it is you think.
I guess that's something we'll have to find out. That's really interesting. This is something that, as you might again, oh my gosh, there's a lot of them. I have not seen. I had never seen that before.
Hey, Professor, what's going on?
I remember this one. I actually kind of like this one a lot.
Okay. Why are we being so quiet, though? Oh, look at that guy. He looks pretty suspicious. What do you think he's up to? Never mind that. Let's get him. Why not? We can figure out what he's up to after we capture him. My instincts tell me that he's up to no good, and my instincts are never wrong. Come on, let's get him before he has a chance to strike. There's no time to calm down. I'm just gonna... Oh no. The path he's walking down leads to the plaza where the kids play. There's no way I'm letting this guy get anywhere near those kids.
Caspar, why did you disobey your professor?
Well,
I am not seeking excuses from you. I asked because I want you to consider your actions and apologize for them. It just so happens that you were correct in your assumption that this man was a villain. If that were not so, he would not have chosen to take his own life upon seeing you advancing toward him.
Great. So I was...
But, because of your actions, that is all we know. There is no way for us to know who he was, what he was planning to do, or if he has allies lurking about. The only lead we have is a scorpion tattooed on his arm. If this indicates that he was a member of an underground organization, we have no way of dealing with it. Are you prepared to be held responsible if his group commits a serious crime? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
What are you talking about, Professor? We didn't do anything wrong. Those kids might have been in danger if we didn't act. I couldn't just stand by and let that happen.
That's a support conversation I've seen many a times. And every time I always find it very interesting. I don't know. I think Caspar is a very interesting character. And that one I know we will not get to hear more of for a while.
Professor, I am not understanding where the meaning is here. When and how is this expression used? I fell for it. No, that is what you say when you meet the mate of your soul. The expression is, I fell for it.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Thank you, Professor. I finally have understanding. Can I ask you about another word? The one that is written here. Is something on my face?
Your cheeks are on your face.
Yes, I know about that. That is a joke of Fodlan, right? Is that really what you are thinking? Or maybe you have curiosity about the mark on my face. You are already knowing that I am from Bridget.
You are.
This is a mark from Bridget. It is a prayer to the forest spirits. A prayer to be protected. Hunters ask the forest spirits to have safe and bountiful hunting. There are many spirits in Bridget. I have more marks on my arms and back. They are prayers for my family's health and triumph. Are you wanting to see them?
Some of them would be inappropriate to see.
That gives me happiness. I will be showing them to you soon. I have much gratitude for you, Professor. You always listen with patience. I can read and understand the language of Fodlan, but to speak it, gives me difficulty. I hope I will keep having your support, and I will give you my support too, with my whole heart. I have things that I cannot fail to accomplish.
Let's do our best.
Yes.
I think you'll do
We will
well,
keep walking
Petra.
forward.
Petra's great. I don't know why. The broken English Fodlan, I don't know what the language would be, but the broken, I'll just say broken English is just fun, honestly. I just love it.
You're certainly not going easy on me. You fight like a mercenary, not a knight. You hunger for victory, pure and simple. You may not be aware of it yourself, but I see it.
You would be the one to know.
Indeed. Knights ought to have some hunger. I've always thought so. They depend too much on their swords. Only when they're wrested away do knights consider their hands and feet as weapons. That's not how it was for warriors of old. They weren't limited by their tools. Victory is what matters, not the method of achieving it. That's the attitude to adopt. I detect that in your style. It is plain to see.
It depends on who you ask.
You may take it however you like.
Because, I mean, some people may imagine that if you don't win fair and square one-on-one with someone, then it's not a true fight. If you're not playing fair where it's an equal playing field, it's not a true fight.
I believe the difference between us lies within that hunger. But where does it come from? From the start, I was aiming to win. Yet I couldn't defeat you. Then I remembered something you said before. Indeed. I was raised to value strength above all else, whereas you had a reason, an ambition, pushing you toward that hunger. So tell me, what was the reason? Why were you driven to become so strong?
Probably to survive.
That's a mercenary's answer, to be sure. So that is the source of your hunger. I suppose I must find my own.
Find it
if
together.
we're to get along, I think not. I'll be content if you continue to train with me. Perhaps it will come to me as I swing my sword.
With the power of friendship, we will find it, Felix. Alright, just a couple more for Byleth.
Good evening, Professor. Returning from work, I take it?
Probably? I'm always working.
My goodness, it's so late in the evening. That must be exhausting. Try not to overtax yourself, all right? I'm concerned for your health. We wouldn't want you to wear yourself out.
I mean, that's what a lot of
The
people are
goddess
worried
won't
about right
smite
now.
you if you rely on others for help, you know. Listen here, Professor. You might not like what I'm about to say. To be perfectly honest, I had my doubts when I first met you.
I probably would too.
At first, I thought you seemed too young to be a professor. It is unusual, you have to admit. Yet
little
you
bit.
seemed very composed and mature despite your age. You're strong-willed, encouraging, and you go to great lengths to ensure that everyone is cared for. But it almost feels like you're trying too hard to be a perfect role model for your students.
Yeah, I can
If
imagine
that's
that,
how
honestly.
you feel, then I can't disagree. But I think it's necessary to give yourself a break every now and again. The mind has a tendency to make mistakes when you've exhausted yourself. In
Yeah,
my
I
case,
definitely know.
I still seem to make mistakes even when I'm wide awake.
You're just a little clumsy.
Oh, you know, I'm always mixing up the dates for drills or misplacing things. Just the other day, I forgot to put on my uniform and head out to
Oh,
practice wearing
that's
only
right. I forgot about the...
Well, you can imagine how embarrassed I was. My mind can be so scattered sometimes. Anyway, where was I? Ah, that's right. What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you do, you might end up in a pretty bad place.
I think I'll be alright.
That reminds me, is there anything I can do to assist you, Professor? If it's all right with you, I'd like to help in any way I can.
Come to class and don't forget your uniform.
Whatever you need, just say the word. I look forward to helping you out.
And then Annette.
Hello, Professor. Do you have a moment?
Probably.
Well, I have this book of battle tactics that I borrowed from one of the knights. There's one part that I just don't understand. Do you think you could explain it to me?
Yeah, of course.
Great, thank you so much. It's about this diagram here. I don't get why the knights are grouping up in that forest there. I just can't see the advantage to a formation like that.
Well, if you
Yay!
move
I
around
finally
here,
did it! You really are a great teacher.
Wasn't enough time for me to explain.
No way! I couldn't have done it without you. I just love learning new things. That's why I came to the Officers Academy. I want to learn magic, battle tactics, martial arts, and, well, all kinds of stuff. I'm learning more now than I have in my whole entire life. Speaking of, I'd better go visit the library for some research before magic practice, which is just before sword training.
It seems like it's pretty late right now.
That's just not possible. I always find it's more tiring to laze around doing nothing.
I've
never been any good at that.
That's just me.
I have to have something to do. Like, on my days off, I need to get up early and take care of the cleaning first, or I just can't relax. You know what I mean?
Not at all, but I will say yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you agree. You'd be surprised how rare it is to find people like us. Not to mention... Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was supposed to be on cooking duty today. I completely forgot. Sorry, Professor, but I have to run. Thanks again for your help.
Good luck with that.
Who put this stupid barrel here?
Oh, I thought that was the end. Had to end with Annette tripping over a barrel, I suppose. There should only be a handful left here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
This one ought to do.
What are you doing, Cyril?
I'm picking out logs to carry back and chop into firewood.
You can't expect to carry all these by yourself. Let me help.
No, I got it. I don't want you getting hurt. Logs are heavy sometimes.
I'm well aware. You should accept the help being offered. I'm older and wiser. I know best.
Lysithia, you seem a bit shaky. You okay?
Yep, totally fine. I'm just kind of losing my grip on this log. Ah! Well, that wasn't much help as it turned out. I didn't realize they'd be that heavy. I couldn't even walk in a straight line.
I told ya, logs are heavy sometimes. It's hard work if you're not used to it.
I feel foolish.
Well, if you've learned your lesson, I'm gonna go carry the other logs.
Hang on. Shouldn't you rest for a bit?
Wood still needs chopping. I got a bunch of other stuff needs doing before sundown, too.
In that case, let me help you carry the chopped wood.
You know how rough firewood is? You'll get splinters if you carry it with your soft hands.
You can't be serious.
You're just not cut out for this kind of work. Look at your hands. They're like a princess's. No point in you learning to chop wood, is there? You don't need to know how to do that stuff. You and me live in different worlds. There's no point lowering yourself down into mine.
Our worlds aren't so different. We're together right now, aren't we?
Sure, we live in the same places now, but that's not gonna last forever. Don't see how it could. Unless I actually turned into your little brother or something.
Do you have a moment?
Well, well. It's the little lady of House Ordelia. What can I do for you?
You piqued my interest when you spoke about my parents coming to your rescue.
Oh, right. Forgot I let that slip. After I fled my home, I became something of a vagrant, getting into fights, borrowing money I couldn't pay back. The works.
Oh, I know all about it. You were quite the vagabond.
Wherever I went, I was treated like trash. Securing enough food to live on got harder and harder. It became clear that I wasn't welcome in Alliance territory, so I decided to head over to the Empire. My big mistake was stopping by the Great Bridge of Myrden on the way. Just my luck, some jerk of a minor lord north of the bridge was on a hunt for the bounty on my head.
Oh, that's awful.
Would have been fine if I'd been alone, but innocent folks were around. Didn't want to endanger them. That's when I turned tail. I ran until I couldn't run another step, and found myself in Ordelia territory. I knew Count Ordelia from when I was still with my family's house, so it seemed like a decent option. I was hoping our history would be enough to secure a place of sanctuary, but no such luck.
They refused to take you in?
Yeah, I could tell there was some reason behind it, but they told me to get out as fast as I could.
Ah, I imagine it was when the Empire was meddling with my family. We lived in shackles back then.
Makes sense. Still, I'm grateful. They gave me food and distracted the Empire's cronies so I could escape. I was half dead from starvation, so that meal saved my life. No joke. Your family's the real deal. Just imagine what the Empire would have done to me. I can tell you it wouldn't have been pretty.
I have no doubts. We weren't allowed contact with anyone from the outside. It was strictly forbidden.
I see. Well, that's when I vowed to find a way to repay them. One day I'll do just that.
And when do you intend to carry out this vow of yours? In due honesty, I don't see you as someone capable of carrying out vows right now, or even keeping your things together.
Can't argue with that. It'll take me a while to repay that debt, but I will. Just you wait and see.
Hello, Marianne. Won't you at least tell me why you're avoiding me? It hurts. It really does.
I'm not avoiding you. I'm just not very good at talking to people in general.
I told you I'm on your side, and I meant it. I'm guessing you don't much like talking about crests. Call it a hunch.
Well,
I'm the same way, you know. The value of my life has always been dictated by the damn thing. It's not fair to have your worth determined by something you can't control. Growing up in House Gautier taught me that the hard way.
What do you believe determines a person's value?
I like to think it's a person's smile.
Huh? Their smile?
A smile. It tells you who someone is. Are they fake or sincere? It also makes you feel stronger when you smile. My smile helps me focus and set free all of that power I never asked for.
I wonder.
Try it out, Marianne. Be strong-willed and put everything you've got into your smile.
Smile. Be strong-willed. How's this?
Yeesh, that's a terrific first try. If a bit stiff, lift the corners of your lips just a bit. Oh, I know. Try saying cheese.
Cheese?
Hey, that was good. It might feel a bit unnatural, but you'll get used to it soon enough.
Cheese. Are you sure this will make me stronger?
Guaranteed. It's a great smile, you know? Let's go to town and show it off. If you lift your eyes from the ground, you'll see that the world has all sorts of amazing things to offer. The more you realize that, the more you'll smile.
I'll think about it.
Please, don't let me pressure you. If you don't want to go, I understand.
It's not that I don't like going into town. I'm just eager to get back to my room. I want to go practice my smile. If I keep practicing, maybe someday I'll be ready to go into town with you.
Oh yeah? That sounds great. I can't wait to see your best smile.
And that looks like all of them. Wasn't as much as last time, but, you know, nothing wrong with that. For the next one, we're going to be doing battling, and I'm going to be going in and looking to possibly recruit some more people. Because I think with that new support, I should get Felix, and then I don't think anyone beyond that. Maybe Dorothea? We'll have to see. But until then,